This is how to get ahead of 99% of others in 3 to 6 months. Enjoy the video. Have you ever had that moment where you imagine yourself living like the 1%? If you did, you probably had a clear image of where you'd be, how you'd be enjoying yourself, what you'd be doing, and even what you'd be wearing. Well, I want you to keep that in mind. Hold on to it and don't let go throughout this video. We're gonna go over 3 actionable steps to help you join the 1% in just 3 to 6 months. I'm gonna rattle your comfort zone with some out-of-the-box thinking, so I want you to bear with me. I promise when we're done, you will be able to see the power of these 3 steps without even having tried them yet. Step 1. Stop listening to music, playing games, and using other forms of recreational entertainment during your downtime. This does not include time spent with family and friends. That time is sacred and off limits. Instead, I want you to consume things that educate you in either your career, personal finance, building and expanding your business, or anything else that you think might be able to help move you forward in your life. Now, I don't actually recommend reading. I recommend audiobooks. I'll explain why in a moment. I know we're starting off with a big left hook here, but let's break this down for a moment. Think about how much time you spend listening to music. At the gym, in the car to and from work, going to the grocery store, picking your kid up from school, etc. Think about it. Any time that you spend that could be classified as leisure time, that isn't spent fostering relationships with your family and your close friends, is on the chopping block here. We're gonna add up the power that we're about to unleash here. Let's imagine you free up 1 hour per day to step away from music and other recreational outlets. And instead, you shift to listening to audiobooks that will improve your personal finances, your business, your career, and more. The reason I recommend audiobooks here is we can absorb that information while we're doing other things like yard work, laundry, chores around the house, driving, and more. It doesn't require active attention as much as reading does, and we can listen to and absorb information at 2 to 3 times what our reading speed is. Fun fact, it takes a very short period of time for our brains to adjust to listening and absorbing information at 2 times our reading speed while retaining that information as effectively as if you had read it yourself. So, by listening to things at 2 times the speed, we're getting 2 hours of reading per day for the price of 1. This is about to get wild. The average audiobook is about 10 hours. So that means at 2x reading speed, you'll consume an entire book on average in 5. Let's do a quick bit of numbers. This means in 1 month, we're getting 30 hours of reading time, or roughly 6 books. And in 6 months, we're getting 182 hours of reading time, or 36 books. 36 books focused on improving your financial literacy, your understanding in your career field, or your ability to build, grow, and expand your business. Can you imagine what that would do for you in just 6 months? What if you decided you really liked it and you implement this into your daily routine? Even if you pull back to 30 hours a day after 6 months, you'll still be taking in 3 books per month for the cost of 30 minutes a day. Now, for the sake of understanding the power of this habit, let's imagine you did this for 3 years, listening to an hour of audiobook per day. You will have consumed 219 books focused on improving your financial literacy, your career, and growing your business. Imagine that one habit alone. Where would you be? I know that we can see the possibility here. This is a zero-risk activity. Please give it a try. If, at the end of 6 months, and taking in 36 books that are relevant to improving your finances, your career, and your overall life, you feel you have made no progress, go ahead and pick your headphones back up and listen to your music. Or, let's go take a look at step 2 and see how much better we can make this. Actionable step 2, adopt a 3 actions a day mentality. This step is rather simple, but very important. Create 3 well-defined daily actions that you can take that will help move you closer to your goals. Write them down and put them somewhere that you will see it every single day, like on the door that you use to exit your home, on the mirror in your bathroom where you get ready, or somewhere similar. I like having these reminders right in my face because it makes them a powerful awakening tool. After writing these actions down and having to stare them in the face, we simply cannot help but feel compelled to follow through and get them done. And that's exactly what we must do. Follow through and complete those 3 actions a day. And then at the end of the day, write 3 more for the next day. And we must do exactly that. Follow through on those 3 actions you can take every day and come up with 3 new goals to complete every day. Now, these actions don't have to be large and they don't have to focus on just one aspect of life. You can always have 1 action each focused on your career or industry of work, personal or family development, and growing your financial literacy and understanding how to manage your money better. They just need to be meaningful and productive. When you compound small but targeted actions over time, they can accomplish much more than we tend to give them credit for. Again, if we look at this over the course of just 3 months, you will have completed 270 targeted, specific actions towards improving your life on all fronts. If you're beginning to see the power that these actions have to drastically improve your life, consider giving this video a like for me so it can spread to more people. My name's Matt and I teach business and personal finance using tips and tactics you've never heard before. Let's move on to step 3. Actionable step number 3 is tell your immediate circle about steps 1 and 2. You don't have to go into detail, just tell them that you intend to trade music for education and do 3 focused tasks per day to see what kind of improvements you can make in your life, and you're interested to see where you stand in 3 to 6 months' time. There will be 2 benefits to doing this. The first is how they respond. It's usually one of 2 different kinds, both of which we will use to our advantage. They could be supportive and excited to see us taking positive action in our lives. And this reinforcement is great because now our reputation is on the line in the eyes of people we trust and care about. Whether we like to admit it or not, we do not like to tell people we're going to do something and then not do it. This is why, so often, we don't tell people things. We try in silence so we can fail in silence. It's easier to shrug things off when we're not that committed or nobody knows about it. That's not what we want here. We're backing ourselves into a corner and forcing ourselves to follow through by looking the people who are rooting for us in the eye and telling them, we're gonna do this. And, well, after telling them about steps 1 and 2, you're gonna have to, because if we don't, then we look like a doofus. The second response we can get when we tell our immediate circle about actions 1 and 2 is negative. They'll either be in disbelief, try to tell you that it's not necessary, or any number of you shouldn't do this mentalities. Why they respond this way, and whether or not you want to keep them in your circle after seeing that response, does not matter. We have all the fuel we need to stoke the fire. We have the support of those who want to see us succeed. We have the desire to prove those wrong who doubt us. And my personal favorite, our reputation is on the line. Not only that, but our opportunity to build and bolster our reputation to heights we've never known before by taking these actions, succeeding with greatness, and exceeding all expectations and bringing our lives to levels we've never known before. Imagine this. 6 months later, you've done it. We followed through on steps 1 and 2. Maybe it didn't take you right to the top 1% in 6 months, but can you really imagine taking those actions and not having it create a drastically positive impact in our lives? Especially if you continue to do this stuff. My favorite benefit, in the mind of those around you, the people you trust and care for, You are now a person who sets their eyes on a goal, a target, and tasks to improve your life. Follow through and see it to completion. To those around you, you are a doer. People will talk about what you did to other people. When we succeed in silence, nobody cares. When we succeed in public, people will talk about you. That reputation is now yours. And this reputation is a powerful thing to have floating around in your network. You'll be surprised what kind of doors can open in your network and what kind of individuals can add themselves to your network by having the reputation of being someone who sets their eyes on a goal and follows through. How good would you feel if people you know, and more specifically people you care about, watched you do this and felt inspired to do the same? It's a good feeling. Give it a try. I highly recommend it. So now, if you do this even one time for 3 to 6 months, can you imagine the kind of drastically positive impact this would have on your life? What if you decide to keep going and never look back? Where would you be? You would probably exceed anything you've ever dreamed of. Take your wildest dreams of where you'd like to be in life and burn that image into your brain. If you like that image of your life, then go do this stuff. Don't look back and tell others to follow you. My name is Matt. I teach personal finance and business using tips and tactics you've never heard before.